What's up, guys? We've had an awesome season. It's not over yet, but we also had a ton of pro tips, things to help you become a better rider, and just some tricks to make your trip to the mountain a lot easier. Here are some of them. We have 3 videos of pro tips that we want to share with you. This will be the 3rd pro tip video. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, guys, pro tip of the day. This late in the season, when it snows on slush, it becomes glue. Like, you'll be riding, you feel like you're getting grabbed all the time, you can't pick up speed, or you feel like you're hitting a brake a bunch. And that's the snow, that's the fresh snow on top of the slush. It just becomes like the worst snow combination possible. So don't think it's your equipment, it doesn't matter about your wax, what board you're on, it's the snow, and that happens in the late season when it's fresh snow on top of slush. Pro tip of the day. All right, guys, pro tip of the day. Me and Ben went riding pretty hard the last couple of days, and we already need to wax again. And you can really tell by when your board starts to turn white on the edges. That lets you know that you need to wax your snowboard. So you're like, man, I don't know if I need to wax or not, but you see that your edges are starting to turn whitish, then you need to wax your board. So we'll need to be doing that later today. Pro tip of the day. All right, guys, pro tip of the day. If you're like me and you like to scrape your board on the mountain, the problem on really cold days like this is if you put your board on your roof and you drive there, you're gonna freeze your wax, and scraping it's gonna be a pain. So make sure you scrape it at your house prior to going to the mountain on really cold days. Pro tip of the day. All right, guys, pro tip of the day. If you feel yourself kind of getting grabbed on features, that's a pretty good sign you should wax your equipment, because it just means your wax has gotten bare. So speed always makes it faster, but I always know when I'm like down a rail, that means I need to wax my gear. So we're waxing tonight, Ben.
My eyebrows?
No, silly. Our feet.
Oh, good. Those things deserve it.
We waxed the boards last night, so got to put the bindings back on. You don't really want to wax your board with your bindings on. That brings me to today's pro tip of the day, right off the bat. So this was my nose of my board, so this was my tail. But I am putting my bindings on to where this is now my tail, and this is now my nose, because that helps balance out the flex of the board. So because I've been popping off of this tail the last couple weeks, the flex is nice over there, but it's still kind of stiff in the nose. So by flopping the board around, I now am going to balance out the flex, so that when I'm doing nollies and switch tricks, I have the same type of flex throughout the whole board. So that's my little secret when it comes to boards and twin tips. If you have a directional board, that won't really work for you guys. A lot of people ask about how we mount our bindings. So we recommend a 12 degree on both feet, so when you ride switch, you have the same feeling as you do when you ride regular. And then we have it 1 notch past center mount now. I felt like the wider stance made me a little more comfortable on the rails, and I didn't have a ton of tail. So that's how we rock our bindings. So a tip that most people don't know, so this is our pro tip of the day, is if you leave your boards in the car or on the roof, when they're cold, they're less flexible. So if you have your board inside, your board will be more flexible when you get to the mountain. Alright, guys, pro tip of the day, close your binding straps when you put your board on your roof of your car. Because if you tear your strap like Ben did yesterday and it's barely hanging on, if it falls off on the roof of your car, your toe strap's gone. Also, it keeps it from banging on your roof when you're driving. So remember, guys, to your bindings, you're putting them on your roof. Alright, guys, pro tip of the day. If you need to put your board against one of these racks and it's completely full, with a spot for one board, if you take your snowboard and put it base to base, you can then take up the space of usually one snowboard and fit more in there. Pro tip of the day. Alright, guys, pro tip of the day. On windy days, or most days, you don't want to put your snowboard on your car like that if you're over something like cement, dirt, anything like that, it's best to lay them on the ground like this. Because if your board fell and hits its edge, like the wind blows it over and it falls and hits its edge, you can blow your edge out. And then your board's ruined just because you leaned it against your car and it fell over. But that goes for like snowboard racks, walls, all kinds of stuff. Just be careful how you're leaning your board, because if it falls over, donezo. Alright guys, pro tip of the day. On old chairlifts like this, the poles are actually really easy to touch. You just hit them with your snowboard. Sounds cool, makes a ding, everything like that. But be careful, because you can actually kick it too hard and blow your edge out, breaking your snowboard. A lot of people don't realize that. I actually had a friend my first year up here just loved kicking them, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, my snowboard's broken." I was like, "Well, you did, you were kicking the poles." So, pro tip of the day, on some older chairlifts where you can kick the pole, just don't. You'll break your snowboard. Alright guys, pro tip of the day, when you're using these benches, it's best if you take off your glove. That way you're not fighting with anything. And like fully take it off, so if you have the dangles like we do, they're not getting caught in this chain. It might be really cold on your hands, but like it's gonna be quicker, and you're gonna just get the job done faster, be less frustrated. So take it off real quick, fight the cold, and then yeah, go shred. All right guys, we're gonna get some much needed lunch, but before we do that, let's do pro tip of the day. So you can rock a fish like Ian over here and kill the POW. It's definitely going to help you ride POW. Or you can ride a 148 mini tiny little worldwide weapon board in the same POW and still kill it, because boards might help you ride, but you can still ride in anything. Like gear doesn't matter. So don't be like, "Oh, I don't got my POW board, I can't ride POW." No, you can. You just gotta work hard. So don't let gear stop you from having a good time, because either way, you can kill it. Alright guys, pro tip of the day. So a ton of people like to ski down and stop in this stuff. But you gotta be careful, because you're gonna find a bunch of rocks and stuff in the snow that will slowly scrape away your wax and put some nice dings into your board. So sometimes it's best to stop at the top and just walk your way down. Pro tip of the day. Alright guys, pro tip of the day. Sometimes when you're about to go unlift, your snowboard will get full of snow. It'll make it a lot heavier, so it's pulling more on your leg, kind of hurting your ankle. What you can do to get that snow off is slap your tail, do a little bit like that, and then you've knocked off a ton of that snow. Just make sure you don't do it by a bunch of people, because it makes a really loud noise. It's kind of rude, you might scare somebody. Pro tip of the day. Alright guys, today's pro tip of the day. Be careful where you leave your board over here at Keystone in the village, because people like to steal them, like often. I've had a lot of friends get their boards stolen. So if you're gonna go eat or whatever, try and put it where you keep an eye on it. It's best if you run it to your car, throw it on your rack or something, because you never know who's gonna steal your board, especially if you got a good one. It sucks that is a thing, but pro tip of the day. Alright guys, pro tip of the day. If you're going to get away from your snowboard, flip it upside down on its bindings. They act like brakes, and then your board won't go shooting down the hill, and you can go throw something away or do whatever you need to do, but flip your board upside down. Pro tip of the day. Thanks for watching guys. Don't forget that we have the Evolution stickers. Those will be linked in the description down below. We have black, white, and the What a Nice Guy sticker. Tag me at Johnathan Buckhouse on Instagram so you guys can get a sticker shout out in the videos. Also, big shout out to the guys at Leap. That's the snowboarding app that I've been working with. It's gonna be slick. I'll have more information on that. But they're the guys who put together these pro tips for me. They're fantastic. I can't wait to show you more of their stuff and work with them further in the future. But thank you guys for hooking me up with these pro tip videos. You guys rock. And as always guys, thanks for watching and keep evolving.